Hello YouTube, this is Josh from the Pantek Brothers, and this is Tech News at Noon. So today we have a story about Amazon, and it is starting a new service called Amazon Go, beginning of next year. It is a brick and mortar grocery store, and the catch is that there is no checkout. So you literally walk into the store, scan your phone, probably via NFC or QR code, and proceed to find the groceries that you want, take them off the shelf, put them in your bag, and walk out of the store. That's it. So no physical interaction with a cashier, no paper money exchanging hands, no plastic debit credit cards to swipe, just simply walk out of the store. The Amazon themselves is being kind of tight-lipped exactly what kind of tech that's being used in the store, but my best guess from knowledge of what that would be entailing would be RFID sensors in the shelving, as well as probably cameras tracking locations of products and people within the store. So basically, you add the products, there's a virtual kind of cart that gets tallied as products get taken off the shelf, and when you leave the store, then you're billed for what was taken. At least that's supposed to be how it works in theory. I'm sure there's a lot of technical issues to be worked out, and we'll be seeing whether or not that's really successful or not. Right now, again, it's only in Seattle, and it's only going to be open to Amazon employees, as well as some select few invites for beta testing. It's a interesting theory, and we'll definitely have to see if it pans out. It would be nice to go into a store, know what you need, know where to find it, get it, walk out, not having to really do much, not have to wait in lines for checkout would be a real plus. So on to another story. Hulu finally jumping on the 4K bandwagon. So obviously Netflix, Amazon, Vudu, they've all been able to stream lots of content in 4K up until this point, and Hulu is now getting on the 4K bandwagon. However, they have chosen to limit that to just Xbox One S and PlayStation 4 Pro. If that wasn't limiting enough, the content that's going to be available in 4K is only their original content as well as 20 select James Bond films. A little odd and obviously very limiting. So if you like some of the Hulu original content, then great. You can watch it in 4K. And then those who are big James Bond fans, I guess that's an added plus. Though you've been able to stream James Bond films originally on Netflix and then switching over to Amazon Prime for a long time now. So I really don't see this as a big draw, especially those who already have a Netflix or Amazon Prime accounts. It's definitely not going to draw me away from either of those just to be able to stream that content in 4K on Hulu. There's enough 4K content both on Amazon Prime and Netflix that I'm completely satisfied. As well as Vudu, you can buy lots of 4K movies and rent them as well. So it's interesting, and it's nice to see them start coming up with the times as far as 4K's availability, but they'll definitely need to expand their devices and content in order to draw anybody away from maybe any of those other services. Next, Google has announced a new app. It is called Trusted Contacts, and it is a kind of geolocation app that you can sign up with and mark specific contacts. It basically allows you to send your precise GPS location to those contacts. So the example would be, you're taking a late night run or walking home from somewhere, and you want to make sure people know that you're getting from point A to point B safely. You can send them your location, and then they'll know when you arrive or that you got from point A to point B. Another use would be maybe in a disaster situation where you can ping out your location to people who maybe haven't heard from you, especially if there's been shady cell phone coverage recently because of towers going out or power outages, that type of thing. Similar to kind of what Facebook does with the I'm okay check-in during specific disasters that have happened. It's a nice app. I think you could probably use it pretty well for kids or maybe someone who's traveling and you just want to make sure someone got there safely. Obviously, there's some concerns with your privacy as far as sharing your location, but obviously this is an opt-in app. You don't have to use it. You're not forced to download it. I can definitely see some useful situations for that. So next up, we have Star Wars phones. Obviously, Rogue One comes out in just a couple weeks. Very excited about that. In Japan, Sharp has decided to release two phones, one themed for the dark side and one themed for the light side. They are Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 processors with 3 gigs of RAM, 3000 milliamp batteries, and 22.6 megapixel rear-facing cameras, as well as a full 1080p 5.3 inch display. So, very cool. Sound awesome. From the pictures I see, they look really nice, especially if you're a huge Star Wars fan. Downside, only available in Japan. So don't get too excited. I can't imagine them coming to the States. And even if they are unlocked, the bands that they were designed for was the carrier SoftBank, and I don't know if any of those actually cross over with any United States bands that would be available, even if you were able to purchase one. My other brother is in Japan currently, so I may reach out to him and see if those are available to him for purchase, and what bands that SoftBank Telecom runs on, if those would be useful in the United States or not. So I hope you enjoyed today's Tech News at Noon. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. And obviously, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow.